The more we explore our environment, the more we learn to appreciate everything that it has to offer, the more it shapes us and our cultures. If we can protect our environment, we will protect our cultures, we will protect ourselves. My name is Captain Quinn, and when I am outside doing what I love with the people I love, I am happy. I enjoy exploring, spinning yarns, and fishing. I'm a father, and when I'm not fishing, I'm also a husband. 5 years ago, I set out on a journey to explore how much our happiness is connected to healthy environments. So I moved my family to northwestern BC, a place with wild rivers and rugged landscapes. My approach was simple. Venture deep into wild places, interact with people who are living lifestyles that honor their connection to the environment, and of course, chase wild salmon and steelhead with my fly rod. What I found was that the healthier our environment is, the happier we are able to be.
Nice, son!
This is Cast Northwest. The more we explore our environment, the more we learn to appreciate everything that it has to offer, the more it shapes us and our cultures. If we can protect our environment, we will protect our cultures, we will protect ourselves.
My name is Greg Knox. I'm the Executive Director of SkeenaWild Conservation Trust, and I live in Terrace, BC. The SkeenaWild name and the red fish, our logo, really symbolizes how people feel about this place and what they care about. Keeping the Skeena wild, keeping this place the way it is, maintaining the opportunities that we have. We can go 5 minutes from our doorstep and have the best salmon and steelhead fishing in the world. We can go from our doorstep and be kayaking some of the most incredible rivers within a few minutes. We can, go to local mountains and go backcountry skiing, have some of the best backcountry skiing in the world. We have ocean fishing within an hour of us, some of the best in the world. We just have so many opportunities that most people don't have. And that's why people love this place. That's why a lot of people live here. A lot of people come here because of what we have here. And I think the SkeenaWild logo, the fish, really is just a sense of pride, is a symbol of the sense of pride people have for this place.
So we fished 2 runs now, unsuccessfully. There's a nice looking run just around the corner.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, because I'm usually stuck in my office. I don't think I've fished since last fall, so getting me on the river is a great opportunity.
Cause I loved you from the moment that I saw you, baby, that's for sure. Cause it's K-18.
How long have you been fishing this river?
Galen? About 15 years.
15 years now. We're out here chucking fluff for the elusive steelhead. We haven't had a touch. It's raining. I'm freezing.
Kind of gives you perspective on life, you get away from all the craziness of day-to-day life, of phones and computers and TVs, and traffic and all the rest of it. And you just kind of clear your mind and really, you kind of realize what's really important in your life. I was reading something recently on happiness, and it was really talking about, most of the research that's been done is it's about relationships you have. And if you have good relationships with your family, with your friends, etc., that transfers into happiness generally, right? And I think what the outdoors does is it brings people together in a really healthy way. It brings families together, it brings friends together in a healthy way to really have and express those healthy, build those healthy relationships, right? You can't, what's better than having your kids out on the river fishing, you know?
I can't think of
Spending
anything.
time with them out there, you know? We are part of this place, right? So we depend on it, and it depends on us in some ways. So we that relationship is absolutely critical, and where it's been lost in other places, we see some of the effects of that, you know, people losing that connection, people losing that perspective on what's important in life, you know.
After spending a fishless day getting skunked with Greg, I realized just how great of a conservationist he is. I also realized that I wasn't quite full. I needed more perspective, and the best way for me to get it is with my rod and reel.
I want to go down. I want to go down there. Get me right back to home where the water flows, sticky sweet like cola, the cherry go round. The cherry go round. Here we go round now. Big town bus on the back street of Portico, smoking like a chimney fire, never goes down. It never goes down. Never goes down now. So take me right back to France where I want to go. Take a train to Solo, I want to go down. I want to go down. I want to go down there. Get me right back to home where the calico cat sings.
It doesn't matter how many fish you catch, it's always a surprise when you see just how beautiful they are. It's the mystery and the mystique and the allure of just how gorgeous these fish are that I'm always surprised. It doesn't seem to matter how many fish you catch, you're always enthralled when you catch another one.
Imagine thinking of your backyard as a massive dinner plate full of delicious wild food. Berries, meat, fish, shellfish, prawns, crab. If that's what your backyard offered, would you not want to keep it that way and protect it? Douglas Channel off Kitimat, British Columbia, has been referred to as a dinner plate for the Haisla people for thousands and thousands of years.
given name is Gerald Amos. I was born in the little community of Bella Bella, our relatives down the coast from us. I've lived my entire life in the community, the Haisla community of Kitiman. But my Haisla name is, that I'll use today, is Gagam Yust, which means one who gets up early. I think these last 15 years of my life, maybe 20, have been probably the most I've enjoyed doing anything all my working life. My friend Bruce Hill and I, we convinced a few people to come in with us and buy the boat. And primarily initially it was to take people out and show them the coast, like they've never seen it before.
Like you're showing me.
Like we're showing you guys. And it's been pretty successful. I think we've had it for 7 years now, or 8 years. And I can't remember all of the trips we've been on, but
Shady Grove, my love, I'm bound for Shady Grove. Shady Grove, my love, Shady Grove, I know. Shady Grove, my love, I'm bound for Shady Grove. Peaches in the summertime, apples in the fall. If I can't have the one I love, I don't want none at all. Shady Grove, my love, Shady Grove, I know. Shady Grove.
Headed Camano to deliver some supplies to the hooligan fishers down there, and gonna set some crab traps. Chinook head for bait. Gonna maybe catch some Dungeness. And there's rumors that there's the odd king crab around, so maybe one of those too.
Shady Grove, my love, I'm bound for Shady Grove.
It's been just a pleasure to have this boat and be able to talk to people like this and share what we too often take for granted. You know, a lot of our people are taking for granted these days what we've actually got.
The fish come in, and with them, they bring people together.
There's absolutely no doubt that the return of the Eulachon, amongst other things, gives the community a more community feeling.
Vibrant.
Yeah, people get excited, you know. I mean, it's literally the rebirth of acquaintances, you know, people working together. Some of those young guys there, I know them, but I've never interacted with them. But because I took them out in the boat, you know, you get it. I think they've got a different sense of who I am and vice versa.
The boiling container.
Right in front.
That's where the firewood's going.
I'm Sam Shaw.
I'm Byron Gray. Roscoe Ross.
What we're doing here today is offloading our cedar for our boiler. Our boiler is up in our camp. We chop this into small kindling, and we build a fire underneath the boiler, put water, and then you add your fish to it. Bring that to a boil, and then cool it down after you mash everything. As to the importance of this is really important to my culture. It's for people like Byron here that need to know these things.
You catch them, you put them in a pit, let them kind of ferment and rot, then you boil them, then you make your grease.
Yeah.
Do you like the way it tastes?
Yeah, it tastes good. Tastes good with seafood.
Awesome. Can I touch one?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
So that's, ooh. Oh, that's a fermenting eulachon. Amazing how much something like these little fish they're all coming together, but they also bring people together.
Yeah.
And it's obviously a celebration around it. If you didn't have that, then you wouldn't have that sort of sense of community and shared, you know, experience. So it's pretty awesome. Thanks so much for
Yeah, no problem.
showing us this and letting us be part of it.
Yeah, this is where we get the drinking water, and this is where we get the water for the boiling process. There's a couple camps that use this for drinking water also. It's like all glacier water, so it's pretty clean.
16 tons of Eulachon. So how much grease will that give you? How many families will that feed?
Probably about 14.
Depends how hungry the family is, I guess, eh? 14?
Yeah, everybody gets a cut.
Oh, okay, I see. You divvy it up.
Yep.
Nice. So it was pretty cool getting to check out the Eulachon camp, and I still smell like the processed Eulachon, which you can imagine is a really fishy smell. They let it ferment for a few days, and then they boil it in multiple phases, and then the final product is this grease, which I've never tried, but Gerald tells me is like gold. That was pretty cool. Helped them unload some firewood. Now we're cruising back. We have this gorgeous day, and we're gonna go check the crab traps and see if we can tap into a little bit more of nature's bounty. Being out here on a day like today, looking around at the mountains that are still snow-capped, it's early spring. It's just, it puts things into a new perspective. There's porpoises everywhere. Every like 15 minutes, these porpoises come up. I think they're Dall's porpoises, and they play on the bow of our boat. There's just sign of life everywhere. It's spring. Spring is in the air, and I just feel stoked to just be outside, cruising on the Suncrest with Gerald, seeing awesome signs of life and nature everywhere. I'm excited to see what crawled into our crab trap while we were there slogging firewood around the Eulachon camp. So I just feel super fortunate to be out here seeing the things I'm seeing.
I was standing by my window on that cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling, Lord, to take my mother away. With a circle being broken by and by, Lord, by and by, there's a better farm awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I was standing by my window on that cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling, Lord, to take my mother away. With a circle being broken by and by, Lord, by and by, there's a better farm awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I was standing by my window on that cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling, Lord, to take my mother.
Well, we're here. Speaking of harvesting,
We're gonna harvest some crabs.
hopefully there's some in there.
Do you think we got a few?
We have to. There has to be something in there.
Got her.
There's a few in there.
Some big males.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah, got her.
Oh, disappointing.
There's 4. Still,
Yeah.
4 keepers.
Still.
That's a feed. 14.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's a hard shell. Whoa. I'll boil some water, so I'm just gonna clean them. Fresh crab. Nothing like food right out of the ocean, right onto the dinner plate, eh?
Absolutely.
You wanna do a couple or?
Yeah, do a couple.
A healthy environment provides us with clean air, fresh water, wild fish, rich cultures, and vibrant communities. It provides us with everything that we need to live out our happily ever afters. And if we can remember that we are borrowing this world from our grandchildren, then maybe we can make sure that they also will be able to live out their happily ever after.